The Freeborn County Historical Museum, Library, and Village is in the process of highlighting Albert Lee's rich history.
They're doing so with an informational plaque which will be installed in buildings within the city's historic district. KIMT News 3's Jerome Burnett has how that's giving insight into the area's past.
Guys, the first place to receive a plaque was Plymouth Shoe Store. On the plaque, you can find some info detailing the store's history as well as some old images. If you'd like to learn more about the store, the plaque features a QR code that will lead you to a document that contains even more content related to the store's history. The owner of the store says the locals will really enjoy the plaques.
I just think that with the kids nowadays, I think that the people here in town are more of history people, and they enjoy the history of the buildings. We have a lot of people that come downtown just to see our buildings.
Plymouth Shoe Store has been around for over 125 years.
All right, Jerome, thanks. Now, the owner plans to keep the plaque there as long as the place remains a shoe store.
And the Freeborn County Historical Museum, Library, and Village plans to have 6 total plaques placed inside buildings before snow appears.
Coming up next, we hear from area veterans on the 79th anniversary of D-Day. A look back on what one service member calls a real triumph for freedom.
And for a lot of us, the workday is done. If you're headed out the door, maybe to enjoy some evening plans outside, I'll let you know what you could be facing.
We track storms to alert you first. This is KIMT Storm Team 3, weather coverage you can count on.
Welcome back, and thank you for watching KIMT News 3 at 5.
Before we get to Storm Team 3 meteorologist Sarah Knox, take a look at this. It's more than 400 wildfires were burning across Canada yesterday, with 249 of the blazes still considered to be out of control. This is satellite footage provided by the Cooperative Institute for Research in the Atmosphere, showing the wildfire smoke spreading down into the U.S. So pretty significant effects were felt yesterday. Sarah, things clearing up a bit tonight.
Yeah, luckily we're starting to see some of that move on out, but places like New York State and really a lot of the Northeast, it is very bad over there, and not surprising. Cold front continues to move down. All of that smoke is just following that cold front into the states. Now, a live look on some of our live eyes. It is still very apparent that we're dealing with hazy skies. We're also seeing plenty of cloud cover, especially in Charles City and across North Iowa. But a little of that sun is finally getting through, not to mention some blue skies. Now, all the haze, all the clouds not deterring our temperatures once again, and we've made it into the 80s. This air quality alert, which remains in effect now, is set to expire in less than an hour. That's great news. But that doesn't necessarily mean that instantly our air is going to get better. We are still fighting a lot of yellow and a lot of orange across the region. Yellow means that air is okay. It's not the healthiest, but you can get out and about. You can do some exercise. If your eyes start to burn though, maybe take some time, feel it in your throat, hard to breathe. Meanwhile, in the orange, that's air that's unhealthy for sensitive groups. So those who may have asthma or suffer from respiratory illnesses are definitely going to feel it a lot more. There's the temperatures. Once again, all of us in the 80s. We are finally starting to see signs of cooling down though. Rochester now at 81 degrees. Earlier on was at 84, so not long ago. Mason City now at 85. We're even starting to see some things dry out as dew points fall back into the 50s for both Mason City and Charles City. Still close enough to the 60s though that it does feel humid outside. So a few things to note if you are headed out the door to enjoy some evening plans. It's humid out there. It's still pretty hot and is definitely hazy as that air quality alert remains in effect for less than an hour. Once it goes away though, the smoke isn't going to instantly clear out. Decent temperatures though coming into the evening, and some of us may actually need an umbrella. Satellite and radar picking up on some popcorn showers predominantly south of I-90 and moving through North Iowa. There's a little flash of lightning. There we go. A few of them here or there. So if you see the lightning, if you hear the thunder, you know how it goes. If thunder roars, go indoors. Luckily, our chances for these showers and storms do start to wane until we get into our Wednesday morning, where mainly west of I-35, we could be seeing some showers during the morning. Here on the 7-day forecast, where that weekend is always in view. Also note the cooler temperatures. Wednesday is going to feel like a different day. It's going to be drier, less hazy. We'll see skies clearing and temperatures will be right about where they should be. Tyler and Jess.
All right. Thank you, Sarah. It was 79 years ago today that the U.S. and its allies stormed the beaches at Normandy, turning the tide of World War II against Nazi Germany. The day is commemorated by veterans who've served in all the conflicts since that time. We stopped by Rochester's VFW post 1215 earlier today. They say the numbers of World War II veterans are dwindling, and those still alive are in their late 90s or older. One Army veteran we spoke with says D-Day was a real triumph for freedom.
If it wasn't for the Operation Overlord, the world would be a very different place today. And for those thousands and thousands of folks, the Allied soldiers and U.S. soldiers that participated in that, they freed not only Western Europe, but Europe as a whole and pretty much the world.
If your family has a World War II veteran still living, you can submit their story to the Library of Congress Veterans History Project, where you can learn more information on our website, kimt.com. Just look for this story.